What is going on, guys? This is Cooper MTG bringing you another deck tech, and today I am bringing you a blue, green, and I guess you could say red deck. I know I just threw this deck together. It isn't complete. It's just kind of a fun, casual deck because a few of the cards aren't standard legal. But anyway, it's a really fun deck to play, and I thought I'd just share it with you guys. So, of course, to start off, we'll start off with the lands. And we have two Temple of Mysteries. One of these is from the Clash pack. And I really like the artwork on it, especially in foil. It looks very amazing. And these just give you the scry that you need. And then, since these M15 Pain lands are really easy to get to right now, as you can see, here's the partially red bit. We can focus it all. Feeling like focusing today, I guess. Anyway, Shivan Reef, which is the red-blue Pain land. And then we have Yavimaya Coast, which is the green-blue Pain land. They're focused there, so I'll see if it'll work on the Shivan Reef, because I really like the art on this. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 forests. Because this is a mainly blue deck, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 islands. Alright, let's get into the creatures. To start off here, we have 2 Cloudfin Raptors, which is a 0/1 flying with Evolve, which is an insanely versatile card because you have maybe a 1, 2, 2, 3 early game flying, and by late game you've got this huge like 6, 7 flyer just to mow down your opponents. And then you have 2 Dacra Mystics, and these are really good against very aggressive decks because you basically can weed out their quick cards and get into your better cards. And even late game, you can still use it to find your bombs. Then we have 2 Quirion Dryads, and these are from M13, so they are not standard legal. But they say whenever you cast a white, blue, black, or red spell, you may put a +1/+1 counter on it, which is very useful, especially when this deck is not mainly green. And there are 2 of those. The next card, which is a Singleton, which I wish I had more of because it's a fantastic card in this deck, is Yisan the Wanderer Bard. 3 mana, 2/3. You can pay 3 mana and tap him to search for. The first time you do, you search for a creature with converted mana cost 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. So you really get into your bigger creatures later into the game. And then we have 2 Frostlinks. These again are very useful against aggressive decks. Basically, you freeze one of your opponent's creatures for a turn. Very useful, especially only 3 mana. And then the Singleton Amphin Pathmage, where you can pay 2 and a blue to make a creature unblockable. And 4 mana for a 3/2, but definitely once you get into the fatties of this deck, then he just allows them to get through quickly and easily. And because you don't have to tap him, you can use his ability multiple times in a turn, which is really powerful. Then we have 2 Thassa's Emissary, which is basically for card draw, and also late game bestowing. I really like this card. Very cheap for what it does, giving it either +3/+3 or just being a 3/3 and dealing damage, allowing you to draw a card. Always useful. Then we have 2 Paragons, the blue and the green one, and these are just basically boosting up your creatures. And with the blue one, because I I do notice this. I'm very weak against flying with this deck. The blue one fixes that a little bit, but definitely one thing I would add to this deck would be some Netcaster Spiders and definitely some Plummets. Then we have a single Ancient Silverback, which is just a gigantic ape that you can regenerate for just 1 green, and 1 mana regenerates are really good. Also, he's a 6/5 for 6 mana, so definitely a really powerful card, especially late game. Then we have 2 Hydra Broodmasters, and these are the fatties that you really want to get into, and hopefully get up enough mana to be able to monstrosity 3 or 4 of them, because once you get those 3/3 or 4/4 Hydras out, game's pretty much over for your opponent. We have 2 Pelakka Worms. Again, big fatties that you can get to, and also gives you some life gain. 7 life when it enters the battlefield, and when it leaves the battlefield, you may draw a card. If we will focus, see if it'll focus on the second one. There we go. Really fun card to play with. And then we have new from M15, the Genesis Hydra. When you cast him, you reveal the top X cards of your library and put a non-land permanent card with converted mana cost X or less from among them onto the battlefield. And that's just a non-land permanent. So say you cast him for 6, so you reveal the top 4, and you reveal like a Chandra or something, 4 mana planeswalker that you can just put right onto the battlefield. Really powerful. And then Vastwood Hydra, which is sort of a spread the wealth Hydra, enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it. When it dies, you distribute those +1/+1 counters among your creatures. So very useful. Even if you just cast it as a 5/5, and then you get 3 +1/+1. Sorry, you get 5 +1/+1 counters to put on your creatures. And now we get to the spells. And first we have Preordain. We can focus. We have 1, 2. Oh, it focused, and then I screwed it up. 2, 3, 4 Preordains. Those are just, again, to weed through your lands and useless cards and get to your good stuff. Then we have a Silent Departure and a Vapor Snag. If I could, I would definitely replace the Silent Departure with a Vapor Snag, even though it is useful to have the flashback late game. If this focuses, you will see that Vapor Snag also causes the creature's controller to lose 1 life. Then I have a Singleton Negate, just again to slow down aggressive decks. A Nullify, counter target creature or aura spell, which is very strong for just 2 blue mana. Then a Singleton Cancel, just standard counter target spell. Then 2 Turn and Burns, and we'll turn this sideways here. These can be useful for many different things. Either your opponent swings with their big fat creature and you just turn it into a 0/1 and kill it, or you can fuse them together, take out a big fatty, or just use burn to dig out an annoying creature. Very versatile card, and there are 2 of those. And then 1 Green Sun's Zenith, which is used again to search up your big fat creatures. And usually when I do use this, I'm searching for the Pelakka Worm or the Hydra Broodmaster or stuff like that. So anyway, I guess I'll shuffle some here, play out a hand, basically show you what I would do with it. Might zoom out a little bit for this. There we go. So I'm looking at this hand, and I guess for the heck of it, we only have 1 mana, but I have 3 1 blue spells, and then I have some bigger late game stuff. I don't know how well this will focus here, but turn 1 I'll cast Preordain to Scry 2 and reveal these. I think I'll just keep the island card. I know that I'll draw the Vapor Snag next turn. I could potentially have just kept the Vapor Snag, but you never know. Now I know I have that Vapor Snag coming. Probably get out the Dacra Mystic to start weeding through cards. Then perhaps cast a Vapor Snag or a Silent Departure. Next turn I get a Forest. Still looking for 1 land. I could potentially cast the Genesis Hydra, but I think it would definitely be or the Vastwood Hydra, but it would definitely be a waste at this point. So I'll just hope I draw into something good, which I do. And with that 4 mana, Preordain's in the graveyard, I can bring out my Paragon of Gathering Mists. Then turn and burn. Don't have a Sheevan Reef out right now, so that's kind of garbage for me, but still could be useful. Negate. I don't know. I guess potentially if I drew that 5th mana, I would cast Genesis Hydra and hope to stumble upon something good in the top 3, which I wouldn't. So definitely big improvement to the deck would be adding some Netcaster Spiders and Plummets to deal with the flying creatures, maybe even some Arbor Colossus, because I am very weak against flyers. If you guys have any suggestions to what I should add to the deck, go ahead and leave a comment down below. And if you guys haven't subscribed already, just go ahead and click that subscribe button. Only takes a second. If you enjoyed the video, give it a big thumbs up. Really helps us out and lets people who don't get to enjoy our content find out about it and get to enjoy it themselves. As always, this was Cooper MTG, and thanks for watching.